All right, fam, listen, I'm gonna get straight to the point, all right? I have one simple question for you. Do you have the money? Do you have the cash? Do you have that young money moolah on you? Because you're gonna need that in order to play this deck for multiple reasons. One of the reasons is that Nami made this deck way more expensive than what it needed to be for no reason. Now, the deck is good. It sets up a really intense, like crazy wall. That's what it does, bro. It's one of those decks that sets up a wall with really good protection, and then you can bounce about 3 cards. So those are your main effects. After that, you rely on your hand traps for most of the effects, and then you could also basically banish 3 cards from the graveyard while having your protection. Now, the second reason why you're gonna need money is because of her right here. This little chappie, she's gonna ask you for money every time you activate any one of her effects. That's why she got her hand out like this. She's not singing unless you give her the money. So I'm just letting you know you're gonna need your wallet to play this deck. So with that being said, it's a 40 card deck list. We're gonna break it down. I got about 5 replays for you guys because I'm trying to get this video out for you guys as soon as possible. Unfortunately, I won't be able to stream today, so I'm sorry about that, guys. I know some of you are waiting for me to stream, but I won't be able to do it today. But next week we'll get into some sauciness. So with that being said, a quick reminder, if you guys enjoy the content, please remember to leave a like, share, comment, and subscribe to the boy, because I would greatly appreciate it. So we're gonna run 3 copies of the Effect Veiler, mainly for, this deck main engine is about 23 cards. So half of your deck could be whatever you want, whatever combination of hand traps you would like it to be. So we're gonna run 3 Effect Veilers. Now, the downside of Effect Veiler is the fact that it's a light monster. I mean, almost all of your cards are light monsters, but it's another body that Bestials could use to special summon themselves, which Bestials are low-key on the loose right now, so you gotta be careful about that. Other than that, 3 Effect Veilers, 1 Duel and Lockburn. I only run 1 Duel and Lockburn because it's weird to me. Sometimes playing Duel and Lockburn and Maxi in the same deck, because sometimes I feel conflicted about which one I'm going to activate. Because sometimes it is better to Duel and Lockburn, sometimes it is better to Maxi. But at that point in time, it will be your choice if you want to run both of them, right? Which, again, we're going to run 3 Maxi for Maxi reasons. We're going to run 1 Sonata, the Malicious Diva. I think a Melodious Diva. If you control a Melodious monster, you can special summon this card from your hand. That's not once per turn. So anytime she's in the hand, if you have all 3 copies and you have a Melodious monster in the field, you can special summon all 3 copies. She does not care. And if you use her, special summon her, link her off, and you could get her back to your hand, you could special summon her again. It's tough. While this special summon card is on the field, all fairy monsters you control gain 500 attack and defense as well. She's really good. Then we're gonna run 2 copies of the Ghost Ogre Snow de la Rabbit. It's really good right now, especially against the Tenpai field spell. Even against Voiceless Voice and other, it's really good in the current meta, as a matter of fact. Let's just keep it at that. So we run 2 copies of her. We're gonna run 3 copies of Ash Blossom. This deck does not like Maxi. You are gonna special summon a good amount of times. This deck does not like Maxi, so you're gonna need Ash Blossom and Call by the Grave. It is what it is. Then you're gonna run 1 copy of the Aria, the Melodious Diva, in combination with the copy of the Elegy, the Melodious Diva, because both of these together on the field are insane. That is your wall. For example, this one says special summon Melodious monsters you control cannot be destroyed by card effects. If this card was special summoned, all fairy monsters you control gain 300 attack. Now the other one, I just misclicked on something. Okay, let me do that right there. So the other one is this one, which is the Aria, the Melodious Diva. While this special summon card is on the field, Melodious monsters you control cannot be targeted by card effects or be destroyed by battle. Both of these cards on the field alone are insane. That is your wall. Then you run 1 copy of the Canon, the Melodious Diva. This one is not that great. It can special summon itself from the hand if you have a Melodious monster, and then it could switch one of your monster's battle position. That's all it does. So most of the time you just use it as extension or as to give you the attack boost, because I think no, this one doesn't even give you the attack boost. Never mind. So then we're gonna run 1 copy of the Sofina, the Melodious Maestra, and this one is really good because once per turn you could target 1 light fairy monster in your graveyard added to the hand. All of your monsters are light fairies. You cannot activate non-light monster effect during the turn you activate this effect. Be careful about that because going second, I made it Chaos Angel. I already used her effect and I couldn't banish with the Chaos Angel. I was like, what the heck is happening? And I lost the duel because of that. So be careful with that one. Then we're going to run 3 copies of the Refrain, the Melodious Songstress. Little Chappie over here. She's going to ask you for that money, bro. I'm telling you, every time. So you're going to run 3 copies of her. If this card is normal or special summon, you can add one Melodious monster from your deck to your hand. And then both of these have the effect, both of your pendulum cards, have the effect that if you fusion summon and they're in the extra monster deck zone, they will pendulum summon themselves. Like, they will pendulum zone themselves. You can put them in the pendulum zone, is what I'm trying to say. So really good. Then her second pendulum effect is that you can target one Melodious fusion monster you control, send one Melodious monster from your deck to the graveyard, and that monster is gonna gain attack equal to the level of that monster times 200. So it could make your monsters a little beefy, so it's really good. Then we're gonna run 1 copy or 3 copies of the Couplet, the Melodious Songstress. If this card is added to your hand except by drawing it, which you could add it with your Songstress, the Refrain, right? If this card is added to your hand except by drawing it by your normal draw, you can reveal this card, special summon 1 level 4 or lower Melodious monster from your hand or graveyard. That can come in clutch. The second effect, again, if it's in the extra monster, in the extra deck monster zone, and you fusion summon, she could pendulum set herself. And then the second effect is really cool. She's just gonna search out your Melodious Concerto, which is your fusion spell. Those are her effects. Then we're gonna run first movement solo. This was gonna allow you to special summon 1 level 4 or lower Melodious monsters from your deck, which can come in clutch to start your combo. Then we're gonna run 1 copy of the Ostinato, which is a 1-card combo. If you control no monster, fusion summon 1 fusion monster from your extra deck using 2 monsters from your hand and or deck, which is insane, because you could always do that. And then basically you could fusion summon from there. You're gonna start doing your whole combo. Destroy. You gotta be careful about the second effect though. It'll destroy that monster. So if you fusion summon into a Bacha and you didn't get the Bacha out of here or use it as fusion material, if she's on the field after you special summon specifically with this, she's gonna get popped. Any one of them that you fusion summon, if they're still on the field the turn that you fusion summoning, they will get popped. So be careful about that. But that doesn't matter, because the way you do your combo, the fusion monster you fusion summon into will not be on the field anyway. So it's fine. Then we're gonna run 1 copy of the Triple Attack Talent, because we're talented. Only 1 copy just to keep the deck list at 40. Then we're gonna run the Melodious Concierto, which is gonna allow you to fusion summon 2 Cobra the Grace, 1 Cross-Out Designator, and 3 Infinite Impermanence. For the extra deck, we're gonna run 1 Schuberta, which it's not the greatest, but it does help sometimes depending on what type of graveyard shenanigan your opponent is running. Once while face up on the field, quick effect, you could target up to 3 cards in any graveyard, your opponent or yours, banish them, and if you do, this card gains 200 attack for each. Can't come in clutch. Is basically like one of the Mudaras or the Shufflers, and quick effect during your turn, right? Then we're gonna run 1 copy of the Bloom Diva, the Melodious Court or Chore. I'm pretty sure it's Court, and cannot be destroyed by battle or card effect. Also, you take no battle damage from attacks involving this card, meaning Tenpai can't do nothing to this card. Unless they have a droplet or infinite impermanence, they can't really do anything to this. If this card battles a special summon monster after damage calculation, you can inflict damage to your opponent equal to the difference between the original attack of that opponent's monster and this card. And if you do, destroy that opponent's monster. Really good against Tenpai. Then we're gonna run 2 copies of the Bacha. Now mind you, some people run 3, and the reason why you will want to run 3 is because you could use 2 of these during your first turn, so you might want to have the third one for follow-up. But I think you're fine running it at 2 if you're on a budget, because she is a UR, because his deck is expensive for no reason. So with that being said, she does have some cool effects. She basically has protection, and then she has other effects. So while you control this fusion summon card, the activated effect of your Melodious fusion monster cannot be negated, can come in clutch. You can only use each of the following effects of Bacha the Melodious Maestra once per turn. If this card is special summon, you can special summon 1 Melodious monster from your deck. If this card is sent to the graveyard, you could target 1 Melodious monster in your graveyard, set Bacha the Melodious Maestra, special summon it in defense position. She's really good. Then we're gonna run 2 copies of the Flowering Etoile, that thing. Quick effect, you could banish this thing is tough actually. Quick effect, you could banish until the end phase any number of Melodious monsters Listen how this reads. Any number of Melodious monsters you control, then you could return up to that many face-up cards your opponent control to the hand, right? So they say bounce back. You can only use this effect of her once per turn. If this face-up fusion summon card in its owner's control leaves the field because of an opponent's card, you could special summon one Melodious monster from your deck or extra deck, which a lot of the time you're gonna special summon her onto the field. If she gets destroyed, if they try to battle over you, congratulations, they're not gonna be able to do it. They have to deal with her. So really cool effects. Then we're gonna run one Chaos Angel because you have about 2 ways of making it in this deck. And mind you, you get the better effect of it because all of your monsters are light. You get the effect of light synchro monsters you control are unaffected by card effects. So when you make this in this deck, it's always unaffected, which is really cool. You're gonna run one number 41 Baguska. I actually don't like playing Baguska, but you should play it because if they hit you with what do you call it, the dimensional shifter, you can make Baguska and at least you might be okay. So that's the main reason why I think you should just play the Baguska, is because of shifter. If not, I wouldn't even play it. Then you're gonna play one Super Slayer Typhoon. Now I don't necessarily like Typhoon, but it does come in handy getting rid of large attack monsters sometimes because they can't activate. You can bounce them back, but another time you bring Typhoon, you're gonna lose the game anyways. But it's in here. Then we're gonna run 2 copies of the Bloom Harmonist, the Melodious Composer, and this one is really good as well. If this card is link summon, you could discard 1 card, special summon 2 Melodious monsters with different levels from your deck to your zone this card is pointed to in different position, which is insane because if you can link summon into her, you could use her to do your entire combo. It's actually really nuts. You can only use the effect of Bloom the Harmonist Melodious once per turn. If a Melodious monster, this card points to attacks. Remember, listen, if a Melodious monster this card points to attack, your opponent cannot activate card effects until the end of the damage step, meaning it negates Tenpai. This deck is nuts against Tenpai. Then you're gonna run the Protector of the Agents, is basically to out back row or any card that you need to pop, because you make it with 2 fairy monsters, you contribute herself and pop a card on the field. It's good against like floodgates and stuff like that. Then we're gonna run one SP Little Knight, and then we're gonna run the Hoggard Lizardos. This thing is also a form of removal. It can come in clutch sometimes as well. So that is the deck list. Like I said, I have about 5 replays for you guys. I went 10 and 10. I won 10 games, lost 10, but mind you, I'm still not really all that great with the deck, so I can tell you that the deck is good. So with that being said, enough with the yapping, let's get into the replays. Alright familia, here we are for replay numero uno, number 1 of the day, and we open up with our 1 card combo straight off the bat, so we know we're gonna do great unless they have an Ash. But either way, we're gonna send 2 monsters to the graveyard in order to fusion summon from our extra deck into the Bacha. Now you want to specifically send both of these cards here because it's gonna allow you to extend into your combo, right? As you activate the Bacha's effect, when you special summon her, you get to special summon 1 Melodious monster from your deck. So you're gonna special summon the Sofina, get yourself the Refrain, normal summon the Refrain, activate this Refrain, so you could basically search yourself out the copy of the Couplet, and Couplet is basically gonna special summon your copy of the Soprano from the graveyard onto the field. Then you could put her in the Pendulum Zone, activate her effect, so you could search out your Melodious Concerto, activate its effect, fusion summon using specifically all 3 of these monsters right here. And this is where the effect, that animation kills me every time. Her freaking leg coming out of her back kills me. So either way, you fusion summon into her using all 3 of those materials. Make sure you use your Pendulum monsters, because when you use your Pendulum monsters, they go into the extra deck, and then their second effect triggers of being in the extra deck when you fusion summon, so they can basically place themselves in the Pendulum Zone once again, right? Really cool, really nice. Put them in the Pendulum Zone. Now you get to activate the Refrain second effect, send a card to the graveyard by targeting 1 of the fusion monsters. Then use the Soprano and the Bacha to fusion summon into the Soberta. And the reason why you want to do that is because remember, you activated the Ostinato, so because you activated that thing, that Bacha was gonna get popped. Now because you use her fusion material, you don't have to worry about that. Then you activate her effect in the graveyard, chain block it with the Melodious Concerto, which is gonna recycle itself into the deck to draw a card, which is fire. We're gonna draw into a copy of the Sonata here. We're gonna special summon that Sofina by the effect of the Bacha, activate her effect, bring the Soprano back to the hand. Now we get to special summon the Sonata here. Using both of these monsters, we're gonna link off into the Bloom Harmonies of the Melodious Composer, activate her effect, send a card to the graveyard, special summon both of your protections, both of them, which is, you didn't special summon both of them. So what happened was, because we had this in the hand, we can't special summon it from the deck with the Bloom, so we could only special summon the Aria. We had this in the hand, so we just pendulum summoned it. Now let me tell you what you're looking at. You're looking at a potential 3-card bounce back to the hand. You could banish 3 cards from any graveyard. You cannot, your Melodious monster you control cannot be targeted by card effects or be destroyed by battle. They also cannot be destroyed by card effects. So that is the wall right there. You have Ash Blossom and Maxi in your hand. Really cool deck. It just doesn't do any craziness. It's just a wall. They're going to activate the Saiyan Summoning. I'm going to throw out the maximum of C's. Throw that thing out there immediately. We knew they wasn't going to activate it. Even if they did, we had to ask. So here they normal summon the Dora Dora. They're going to try and explore for a Tenpai Dragon Genroku. Activate the Rengoku, special summon it. Here they're going to activate Dora, trying to, hit a dragon. They can't. Activating the Saiyan Summoning. We're going to ask that immediately, because he seems a little desperate to get more bodies because of the wall that we have. But I know that he could still play the game from here, right? Because he could always synchro summon into a level 7. But he decided to do this instead. He decided to go into the Black Rose Dragon. Now, mind you, I could have bounced this back and bounce the field spell, but I was thinking maybe he's one of those people that doesn't read. He doesn't know how this deck works, because we can't be destroyed by card effect, right? Yeah, no, he read, and he read well, because he activates that thing's effect, then he activates the Forbidden Droplet, and he targets the one card that's protecting us from being destroyed. So Droplet comes in clutch for him. Now the whole field gets wiped. We lose everything, but we activate the effect of the Flowering Etolia, and then we get to special summon the Bloom Diva from the extra deck. So they can't do anything to that thing in terms of battle phase. Also, we get to activate our Pendulum monsters because they were destroyed. And while we fusion summon, they get to put themselves in the Pendulum summon, and bro just scooped. Because he gave us +3, if I'm not mistaken. We have a Pendulum monsters in the back, which means we can Pendulum summon even the other copies of the Pendulum monsters that we have in the Pendulum extra deck. If he doesn't put a body on the field, we legitimately get to OTK here. The deck is kind of crazy sometimes. So let's continue. Alright, gang, here we are for replay numero 2, number 2 of the day. So here we set it up with a bunch of hand traps and a 1-card combo, essentially a 1-card combo. Activate the first Memento Solo, which gets bodied by Ash, and unfortunately that's all we had. But again, you are playing Yu-Gi-Oh! Hand Trap Duel, so we might be alright as we set down our 2 Infinite Impermanence. We're playing against Tenpai. So here they're going to normal summon the Pydra, activate the Pydra's effect, and we're going to hit that thing with the most infinite of impermanences, because that thing has to be negated immediately in order for us to survive. Of course, he has a Chandra in the hand to special summon. We're going to throw out the Maxi, because we're going to need some cards. We didn't even get that many. We didn't get that many. So he special summons here, activate the Droll and Logbird. That's going to enable us to activate the Effect Veiler to preemptively negate the Chandra now. You have to do it now, if not you're gonna get cooked. So let's do it right here. Negate that thing, battle phase, slap us for the 15, slap us for the 17. Now mind you, I think that he knew that this was an infinite impermanence, because instead of going level 7, special summon Pydra back, go level, slap us, go level 10, slap us, special summon the level 7 back and end the game. I'm pretty sure he had game here. He decided to not do that, go main phase 2 and synchro summon into the Cubel the Blade Dragon. So he was really worried about this back row. He goes into the Cubel to pop the back row, tries to pop the Infinite Impermanence. We're gonna, for shits and giggles, because we know it doesn't matter whether we negate it or not, but we're gonna negate it. He gets rid of our last interruption. We still end up with a 1-card combo in the hand. Fortunately, we also have the Refrain, which is also really good. So we're gonna activate the Oceano here, send the 2 cards to the graveyard, so we could go into our Baka. I'm gonna call her Baka. I like Baka. Go into the Baka, special summon the Sofina. Sofina gonna activate, recycle the Refrain back to the hand, and I did that specifically because we didn't need to. We could have legitimately just recycled the Soprano. We haven't normal summon yet. Normal summon Soprano, and we could have done a combo from there. But I had a feeling this was infinite impermanence, so I targeted the Refrain, even though we have a copy in the hand, just so that if we get negated, we could just do this. Normal summon her. activate her effect, get herself the couplet, activate the couplet, special summon the soprano from the graveyard, activate soprano, get the refrain to the hand from the graveyard, put the couplet in the pendulum zone, activate its effect, getting herself the Melodious, the concerto, activate the concerto. Now there's many ways that we could have ended the game or got OTK here as we go into the Tolian. I'm going to activate the couplet and the refrain, put him in the pendulum zone once again, bring him out here. So essentially all we have to do is activate her, banish the thing, and then get enough damage on the field for lethal. So they decided to show you other things that you could do. So we're going to go into the Chuberta here, bring it out here, it's mine. We're going to activate the Bacha in the graveyard, activate the Concerto. It's the same thing, I'm pretty sure. So here we're going to get ourselves a copy of the cannon to the hand. Special summon the Sofina, activate Sofina, get the Soprano to the hand. Now we can pendulum summon all of these monsters, well, 2 monsters if I'm not mistaken. 1, 2 onto the field. Use both of these monsters to make a Chaos Angel that's unaffected. Bring it out here. And this is what I was telling you. I was wondering, I didn't lose the duel then, but I was telling you, I was trying to banish this thing with the Chaos Angel. Now I can't do that because we activated her effect. You cannot activate non-light monsters effect after this activation, right? So this is not a light monster, that's why we can't banish. So what we do is give her an attack boost, special summon the cannon, switch this into attack position, activate the Soprano so we could fusion summon into another copy of that Chuberta. Because I want her beefy, bro. We activate Chuberta, we're going to get rid of his whole graveyard, get that thing out of there, we can become 3000. Activate that Etolia, get her out of here, send that thing back, and we have 88,000 damage. Mind you, we didn't even have to send her. We could have sent any one of the other 2 monsters on the field. It would have been the same thing. And she comes back at the end phase, which is insane. So with that being said, let's go into the next replay. Alright gang, here we are for replay number 3 of the day. And we're going second against the cash people, the real cash people. As he's going to special summon the unicorn, activate the unicorn effect. We're going to activate the effect veiler because it's effective. Double the effect actually, because we get to negate both of that thing's effect. We don't have to worry about an extra deck being hit. So here they're going to normal summon the Rice Heart or special summon the Rice Heart. We're going to hit that thing with the Ghost Ogre. Now I could have done things differently here. Instead of using Ghost Ogre on this thing, I could have waited until their turn and then we could have used it on the Rice Heart. But I was like, if we pop this here, I don't have to worry about anything else unless they have the Theosis. And I was like, what are the chances that they have Theosis? Apparently pretty good because they have it in the hand. Activate that thing's effect, special summon the Fenrir. Activate the Fenrir's effect, getting themselves the Kashtira or Scarecrow Kashtira. Activate the Teal Image Kashtira. He has all of them things. Banish the Theosis. Activate her effect. Activate Theosis to recycle the Kashtira Birth back to the hand from the banish pile. And here he's gonna mill 3 of our cards, which ironically were all hand traps. Boop. 1, 2, yo, they're all hand traps, bro. That's hilarious. As he uses all 3 of his level 7s to exceed summon into the big El Father, the Rice Heart. Bring it out here, activate that Kashtira Birth. He's gonna try and birth this W. That's all they had, right? So here I had to improvise a little bit. We definitely get clapped by that thing. So I go Ostinato. I had to just banish 2 of the same copies because we only need 1 copy of her anyways. Go into the Baka. He's gonna activate his effect to attach more cards. We activate the I'm gonna call her by her name, the Bacha. And then he decided to activate the Birth and banish 3 of her hand traps from the graveyard, which I don't understand why. I mean, I guess it doesn't matter, right? Everything's getting banished. As we special summon the Sonata from the deck with the effect of the Bacha, activate the Arisa. Now I'm gonna use both of these monsters to make a Chaos Angel, cause why not? Yeah, boy. Make a Chaos Angel. We get to activate the Chaos Angel's effect. He's gonna attach materials to himself. We're gonna banish him, and he's gonna activate the effect, detach to try and banish the Chaos Angel. But we make him with light monsters, so we don't gotta worry about we're unaffected. Get that thing out of here. Activate the Kashtira Theosis to recycle a copy of the Tier Limits Kashtira back to the hand. I activate the code by the grave to banish the Kashtira Fenrir. I did this on purpose, basically to bait out whatever other shenanigans. I thought he was gonna special summon the Tier Limits Kashtira, because he still has the Kashtira Riser in the graveyard as well. I was trying to bait whatever one of them out, which actually worked out because it's going to special summon the Scarecrow Kashtira. We do not care. We still have our 1-card combo in the hand. Normal summon Refrain, activate Refrain, get ourselves the 3rd copy of the couplet because we banished the other 2. And we could legitimately get lethal damage from here, no problem. Even if he brings the Telemans Kashtira onto the field, it doesn't matter. We could banish them. So with that being said, let's continue. Yes, sir. Here we are for replay numero 4, number 4 of the day. After this, I got one more replay. So I believe we're playing against Mathmech, and as you can see, we're playing Yu-Gi-Oh! Hand Trap Duel. They're gonna normal summon a Maxi, link off into a Salamander Grey Amorage, special summon an Imp Meowwine, that thing. They're gonna go into the Splash Mage. Honestly speaking, Cyberus decks, they're freaking nuts, bro, because they could just do their combo from normal summoning a freaking Maxi. What other deck does that besides Sprite? Let me know. So here they're gonna go into the Splash Mage, try splashing now, Ghost Ogre that thing, pop it, get it out of here, because legitimately they have to start the link climb from 0 again as they get the Meowie, activate the Maximum Distraction, special summon. And bro had all the extension he needed anyways. He had all the extension he needed. He's gonna link off into a Link Decoder Da Vinci, decode that thing. Use all 3 of these monsters to link off into the transcode talker. Talk to me nice then. Talk to me nice. Or don't talk to me at all. Because he's going to activate the link decoder. He's going to try and make this thing untargetable. Unfortunately for them, we're going to chain the infinite impermanence to that and negate this thing's effect, preventing it from special summoning the Splash Mage from the graveyard. Stop that right there. Now he's going to use both of these monsters to go into the G Golem Crystal Heart, which is insane because by doing so, he could special summon this thing back onto the field, activate its effect, and bring the Splash Mage back onto the field. But we're not allowing that. Infinite Impermanence numero 2. Stop that right there. Bro almost played through 3 interruptions, and 3 of the best interruptions as a matter of fact. So he's just left with that thing right there. And here we're just gonna get the Refrain to the hand, normal summon Refrain, activate Refrain. He's gonna hit us with an Ash Blossom. Sad times, because that is how we do our combo. But fortunately for us, we already have the couplet in the hand. Put the couplet in the Pendulum Zone, activate its effect, get a fusion spell to do our complete combo from here. He knows what time it is. It's GG's. Let's go to the next and last replay of the day. Alright familia, here we are for the last replay of the day. Unfortunately, I won't be able to do live gameplay, guys. I'm sorry, but I do have to run errands after this. So here they're going to run the Mirror Sword Knight, special summoning the Gazelle. We could have negated the Gazelle, but since they were adding a card to the hand and a half Droll and Logbird, I decided to leave it alone just to see what other shenanigans they had or they didn't have, right? So Droll and Logbird here, they're going to activate the Chimera Fusion, which made me feel like I should have negated that anyways. But they're gonna go into the Chimera, the King of Phantom Beast. They're gonna activate the thing's effect to hand rip us at the end phase. I'm gonna infinite impermanence that because I don't want him hand ripping me. Not at all. I like my hand right now in terms of having we can play to basically 1 to 2 interruptions with this hand depending on what they have, right? So here we're gonna draw into the Hero of the green light. Now mind you, I was playing one of each of the copies of the heroes. The one that negates a spell, which is this one, the one that negates a trap, and the one that negates a monster. I took them all out because I didn't like going -2 to negate one. So we're gonna normal summon the Refrain. He's gonna activate the Mirror Sword Knight against that thing, negating its effect. Unfortunately, it is what it is. Luckily for us, we have the couplet for follow-up. Put the couplet in the Pendulum Zone, activate its effect, getting ourselves the Concerto to the hand, activate the Concerto to use both of these to fusion summon. And this is one of the best things because now we get multiple effects. Get the Bacha onto the field, activate the Bacha's effect, activate the couplet, activate the Refrain, and they get to put themselves in the Pendulum Zone once again. He has a Forbidden Droplet, sending a Kodo to the graveyard with the Forbidden Droplet to negate our Bacha, which is unfortunate. We had to play the 2 disruptions, right? Put these back in the Pendulum Zone. It is what it is. Activate the Refrain in the Pendulum Zone, target a future monster, send a card to the graveyard, special summon the cannon, and use both of these monsters to go into the Bloom Harmonist, which is also combo extension. Activate the Bacha's effect, activate the Concerto. Concerto gonna put itself in the... Well, first we gotta get rid of a card to activate the Harmonist, right? Which is gonna allow us to special summon 2 monsters. We're gonna special summon the Soprano and the Sofina. Again, we're gonna recycle our fusion spell to draw 1 card, and then with the effect of the Bacha, we're gonna special the cannon back onto the field, activate the Sophia, get the Sanata back to the hand, activate the Soprano, use all 3 of these monsters to go into the Flowering Itoli. Bring her out here, special summon the Satana, change this into attack position, and then we're gonna pendulum summon our Aria onto the field. Now here I messed up my lethal damage. I needed 1 extra monster in order to be able to end the game here, but we ended up a little short. And I mean, we did have to play through 2 disruptions, so it is what it is. Now I activate the effect, get rid of this card so we could send this back to the deck, just to do a little bit of damage. Because at this point in time, I knew we couldn't end the game. I decided to leave the board like this because we could basically bounce back 3 cards from the field to the hand. So I was like, yeah, it's fine. They activate the Frightful Patchwork, getting itself a polymerization and an Edge Imp Chain to the hand, which doesn't really do anything for them because they can't fusion summon anything. So here was GG's. So with that being said, let's go back to the deck list. Alright, familia, so that is the deck list. Those are the replays. This deck is actually really good. It's not worth all of the UR. I don't think it's gonna be top tier or anything. You could definitely climb to masters with it, because again, you're playing a bunch of hand traps. You can set up a wall that's really hard to get rid of, and then your hand traps are gonna facilitate for all the extra shenanigans. So it's really hard to out the board that this deck sets, but it's not impossible. And also, depending on what type of hand you have, you might not be able to play through that many disruptions. But it's still good. Is it worth all of the URs? No, I would tell you no. But if you're a fan of it and you want to play it, go ahead. So with that being said, again, I hope you guys enjoyed the content. If you did, remember to leave a like, share, comment, and subscribe to the boy, because I would greatly appreciate it. I'm sorry for not being able to stream. I have things to do, bro. I'm sorry. So with that being said, continue having a great day, and I'm going to catch you guys next time. Peace.